What up, everybody? Welcome back to Pro Publications YouTube channel. It's always me, Rich. And what do I want to talk about today? Well, as some of you guys know, all the zinesters in the zine community, we should at least all know, there has been a lot of zine fests that have been either postponed or just canceled. Let me just read what the LA Zine Fest sent out to just everyone that follows them, right? The past few weeks have been a challenging time for everyone, adapting to quickly evolving precautionary measures, assisting friends, family, and community with resources, and prioritizing taking care of our individual well-being for the sake of us all. Amidst this time, those of us organizing LA Zine Fest 2020 have been discussing how we can respond to this crisis while maintaining best practices to support the participants and attendees who value the connections made at our annual event. Because of the current recommendations put out by the CDC for large community events and the orders in place by the City of Los Angeles, we made the difficult decision that LA Zine Fest 2020 is canceled and will not be taking place on Sunday, May 31st at Helms Bakery. We are currently planning opportunities for LAZF 2020 participants to connect with each other and with those who would be attending. If you haven't already, please sign up for our mailing list to find out how you can support the exhibitors who are planning on participating in the 2020 event. In solidarity from a distance, your LAZF 2020 organizers. Now that's something that we saw across the board. Most zine fest or zine making events, pop-ups, all that have been, like I said, either canceled or postponed. But in response to that, a pirate of a crew known as Is Publishing, put out the call for something that they're calling Quaranzine Fest. And I think it's a really cool idea, and I'm really behind it. And I just really wanted to mention that to everyone, for everyone to either know and participate in whatever capacity that you can. Now, I want to talk about ultimately what it is, right? So let me a clip from Is Publishing, what they are saying about the event.
So Quaranzine Fest, first of all, is real simple. April 4th and 5th, share your work on the platform of your choice in whatever form, pictures of it, scans of it, excerpts, and then follow the hashtag Quaranzine Fest.
And the aim is to connect zine makers, zine readers, people that just support the zine community together while we're all participating in this social distancing. So even though we're participating in keeping our distance from each other, we're still going to try to reinforce and build that zine community that we're always talking about. Now I'm just going over all the information that Is Publishing has on their webpage. I will of course have that in the link in the description notes, so please check that out. But here are some of the key points that I took away from reading everything, and I just want to share these bullet points with you in hopes that it will help you understand what's going on. So some of the things they say is put together content, meaning going back and just figuring out what are the images you want to show to share about your zines. New zines, take photos of those new zines that you'll be dropping for Quaranzine. Digitize entire analog zine. I thought this was really cool. They even have a DIY video that I'm also going to link in the show notes. But here's a quick clip of that.
So I had a zine kind of pulled out of the stack by a friend of mine. Zines from 2002, Wendell Kling. And this is a totally analog zine. These are cut paper, laid out, imposed on the photo, right on the plate of a photocopier. So we're gonna use this as an example. It's a 12-page zine. I only did 8 pages, just for this to go a little faster with the processing time. So you want to take pictures of all the pages as flat as possible with the camera, and on a contrasting background. That really helps too. So on a black piece of paper. But phone pics put together with Adobe Scan, it's kind of dependent on how many pages. But if your zine's like under 20 pages, you're probably not going to have any problems. Okay, so now what I've got is this interface that lets me kind of flip through my zine. And it feels like a zine. And you can see, how when I cropped some of these, it kind of skewed them a little bit. But there again, if you're someone who's made an analog zine, it's collage based. It's something like what Wendell's got here is drawings. You're probably not trying to make some really slick looking corporate annual report. So if the thing's a little twisted, cropping's a little weird, it's part of the charm, right?
Tell me that doesn't look dope. I haven't made a zine like that, but that in itself I think is something that I should try to do because that looked really, really cool. Some of the other points that they made that I really appreciated was don't overcomplicate it. Get your social payment method ready, meaning if you're gonna use PayPal, Venmo, your Etsy shop, all that shit, whatever it is, get it ready. Don't be shy. A lot of zinesters have this problem where we don't really push or sell whatever the fuck it is we make. I'm one of these people. I'm really guilty of that shit. I find it very hard to push or peddle anything. I just kind of have it on my table and I hope people buy it. One of the main points it also makes is don't forget about the shipping price. So this in itself told me that Quaranzine Fest wasn't exactly what I understood it to be. People were telling me that it was just digital zines, us sharing PDFs and things like that. And yeah, we were going to try to peddle them as well to make a little bit of Skrilla. But reading through everything, it says don't forget about the shipping, and it talks about actually having that quantity in your inventory, which lets me know this is not only digital. They also are selling the tactile, the analog zines. That for me is something that now I have also in mind to really participate in this because I really do like zines that are tactile. I might make a digital zine for a free zine on Quaranzine Fest, but I like to make tactile zines and I like to sell tactile things. I like to make things, so I really am looking forward to Quaranzine Fest. So I got some deals in mind. You guys wait to see. I will be documenting what I'm doing for the Quaranzine Fest and getting shit ready for that. So one of the final things that Is Publishing says is
is.press, and I hope to see all your work.
And I'm going to leave you with this last saying that I read in Is Publishing's website, which is, we must work together to support this medium that we love. Alright guys, that's all I got for you guys. Until next time.
Fight the fascists.
And late.